Ladies and gentlemen, the pinch runner or the utility player for the A's in the mid 70s even had Larry Lintz involved. Washington, Lewis, Matt Alexander. But this guy was sort of like a 1 year wonder for that too. And he came up through the Montreal system. He couldn't find any work in Montreal. And I think it was around the same time where Larry Lintz was involved as well with the Expos. So it's ironically that both players ended up with Oakland. So today we're talking about a guy that sounds more like a great football player, but a tremendous baseman, speedy guy, Don Hopkins. Now, born Donald Hopkins in West Point, Mississippi, is an American former pro baseball player. An outfielder during his minor league baseball years, he was used almost exclusively as a pinch runner by the 75 American League West Division champion Oakland Athletics, and a lot of people felt he was specifically brought in to run for Billy Williams, who had moved over to the A's that campaign. He stood 6 feet to 170, batted left-handed and threw right-handed. Now, although a native of West Point, Mississippi, he attended Benton Harbor High School in Benton Harbor, Michigan, where he played baseball with Dave Mashemer. He was signed as an undrafted free agent by the Expos in 1970. A speedy base runner, he stole over 40 bases 4 times in his minor league career, including a key season in Quebec, and was eventually bought and acquired by the Athletics from Montreal just prior to the 75 campaign. At the time, Oakland ordered Charlie Finley, who had won 3 straight world titles, and one of the early proponents of the DH rule, adopted in American League 73, was also advocating the creation of the designated runner in baseball, and he regularly employed fast runners on his 25-man roster to specialize in pinch running. Now, you would see the Herb Washington card from 75 Tops, if you can find it. It does say designated runner, so even Tops was thinking this was going to be a thing. So it basically meant there would be a specific player chosen or designated for each game to be that runner. So, but I don't know about the logistics of that. Could you use it more than once? See, that's the question, because you can use the DH more than once. Now, Hopkins fulfilled that role, majority of that role during the 75 season. He appeared in 82 games, largely pinch running for future Baseball Hall of Fame member and veteran Billy Williams, who was Oakland's designated hitter. Hopkins stole 21 bases and scored 25 runs, but only had 8 official plate appearances. He drew 2 bases on ball and collected 1 hit, a single, off the Detroit Tigers' Fernando Arroyo in a lopsided 16-4 Oakland win on July 22nd. He spent much of 76 in the minor leagues, although he made 3 more pinch running appearances for Oakland during September 76. He retired after the 77 minor league season. So to look at the rough stats again for that 75 campaign, 82 games, 8 official plate appearances, 6 official at-bats, 1 hit, 25 runs, 9 caught stealing. So he ran 30 times in those appearances. Now, 3 pinch running appearances with only 1 caught stealing. Now, the idea about him, again, there was no indication that the Expos weren't going to try, but they had so many people in the system, it was hard for them to, take a chance to replace a Dawson or a Carter or even a Larry Lintz, because Larry could play different positions. But if you look at the broadcast games of the A's back in the mid 1970s, like I said, some very interesting numbers. Also, alumni of University of Toledo, Ohio. Now, looking at the rough stats in the minor leagues, okay, these are the rough stats. In the minor leagues for the Expos in 1970, he had 2 stolen bases. 71, he had 39. 72, he had 66 total. He played within the Jamestown Penn League. 73, 30 with Quebec, and 28 with West Palm Beach. Now in 74 with 3 teams, Memphis, Quebec, and Kingston. He had 46. Now in 1975 with the Tucson, the PCAL, He had, excuse me, I'm getting that wrong for a second. Let's go over this again. 71 39, 72 66 total with two teams, West Palm Beach and Jamestown. 1973, 58 total, 30 with Quebec and 28 in West Palm Beach. 59 with three teams in 74, including a big 49 with Kingston. Tucson, the PCSL, he had 15 in 75. It went to Oakland at the 21 stolen bases. Tucson, 76, he had 42 stolen bases. And 77 with San Jose, again, in the Oakland program. He had 15. So total minor league stolen bases 296, and a pretty decent average of 250. He had very little power. He only hit one minor league home run, and that was in 1975. But didn't have many triples as well. So very, very strong stats from a speedster standpoint. Now his fielding was okay, not the best, but like I said, he wasn't there to play. Now this is who he played for in the Montreal system: the GCL Expos, the Watertown Expos, the West Palm Beach Expos, the Jamestown Falcons, Quebec Carnivals, the West Palm Beach Expos again, Memphis Blues, Kingston Expos, Quebec Carnivals again, the Tucson Toros, then San Jose Missions to end up his career. And again, a very, very interesting career in baseball. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here with our Oakland A's tribute podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. The idea about Charlie Finley, like I said, they criticize him quite a bit, but he was an innovator as well because he was bringing in players. Like, I want to give him recognition. He was bringing in a lot of key black athletes, just like the Pittsburgh Pirates were doing back in the day. There was a lot of key black athletes that he had at the time that maybe other teams wouldn't play. He had a Latino, okay, black. He had multiple nations. The Alou brothers were represented, and he had like the team leader approach. He had like a Sal Bando, Reggie Jackson, Joe Rudy. Innovation at catching and innovation of relief pitchers because he was the first person to use starters as relievers and relievers as starters when need be in the postseason. Like, Catfish would come in or Vida or whatever. So, and Rowley was sort of like he was a short man and a long man or setup man. He's quite good. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's a story of the speedsters of the Oakland A's. If you want to look for the Washington podcast, it's on our search as well. Lewis and Alexander are going to be up as well, so keep an eye out. Keep running and you'll keep winning. Have a good one. Bye.